When I first looked up the job for HEW, I thought it was just gonna be a place where you would make shirts at. I had a couple people say, oh, do you deal with heating and cooling or something like that? And I was like, no, we deal with t-shirts, I think. So when I got here, because I wasn't really sure what, as a graphic designer, what I would be doing, and I was very shocked, like, of how much work goes into making patterns and rhinestones and doing custom, and then everything else that we do. So
when I first heard of Heat Transfer Warehouse, I literally thought pretty much what the name says. I thought we were transferring heat. I thought we were some warehouse where we had to do something where we were like transferring stuff around. I got like heating, accessories, HVAC systems. I don't know. It was a lot of random stuff.
I honestly had no clue what was going on here. Honestly thought it was like a heater kind of place, like a heater repair place or something.
I researched them because I heard they were hiring a graphic designer. So I thought HEW, or Heat Transfer Warehouse, they had a weird banner on their website, so I honestly thought it was like kind of like a gimmick. Almost like those ads where you call for like phone sex. Because they had this girl on their banner that was like this with money behind it. So I didn't know what it was, and then I had to look on the side, and I honestly had no idea what vinyl was. I didn't even know how to spell it. I think I spelled it with, I don't even know how I spelled it. I didn't know what it was. I came in here just knowing nothing.
My memorable moment would be probably opening up our Las Vegas location. It was a risk and a chance, but it also showed like growth and the willingness to grow.
Just seeing the longevity of the team members that are, that are still here. It's great to be able to see, a lot of our locations. We have a lot of employees that have been there, over a year now. The longevity really speaks for itself, and it means that we're doing great things. Without that, I don't think we would be as successful as we are today.
I'd say the most amazing thing about the last 10 years of Heat Transfer Warehouse so far would be just, a lot of the people that they've had have been here, almost since the start of it, or have been here like 5+ years, 5 to 7 years or so. So just a lot of the workers have been sticking around, so obviously they're doing something right. And then also just with like the growth that they've had like year in and year out, every year, they're growing a lot. And this year, we've done the same thing. So just kind of with like every year, just, you don't think you can top it, but just keep on growing in the industry and everything, which is kind of crazy for doing it 10 years straight.
I would say the growth they've had from going from one plant to having 4 locations now, and just the extreme growth in technology.
What I think has been the most amazing part of HTW's 10 years so far is being open to new ideas and change, and being able to adapt to changes. Then also the growing of 4 locations over those 10 years, and just the ability to grow.
I think it's incredible that in 10 years we went from, Kirk and Dakota to almost 40 employees in 4 different locations across the entire US. Like, that's crazy to me. We can basically ship anything in the entire lower 48 in 2 days because of our locations and things like that. So it's crazy to me that we were able to push to have that many locations in that short amount of time. Our growth has just been exponential.
Where I think Heat Transfer Warehouse would be in 10 years is expanding internationally, doubling profits.
In 10 years, I see Heat Transfer Warehouse in the sky with drone delivery options from each warehouse. Just load up vinyl in a drone, fly it right to your doorstep.
Well, it'd be kind of cool if we did more of the international market. And Kirk, if you're looking for ideas, Mitch has what's called a Swayze Express idea of a railroad track going to Canada to then move vinyl up there for our outpost. Otherwise, a heat transfer jet would be pretty sweet.
I see us growing, obviously. I think that's kind of the main answer is we're gonna grow and we're gonna do amazing things. Hopefully we double what we're doing now with honestly the same amount of people. Something we really strive for is efficiency as well, so we wanna make sure we're doing our job well without having to add on a bunch of things. There's always ways to improve what you're doing every day.
Kirk, Heat Transfer Warehouse is celebrating 10 years. Would you have ever guessed it'd be around 10 years later?
I would definitely say yes. I was always thinking, like, I've always built companies that are going to be around for the duration, whether I'm on it or not. I just feel we put in really good base for a company to really grow and be around for the long term. So yes, I think 10 years. Do I think it would be this big? Absolutely not. I mean, we're talking, I just figured it'd be here in Fargo. Just be a place in Fargo. We just do this, maybe have 4 or 5 team members, that's it. You know, I never imagined the growth and the mass we were going to have that. I didn't even think we'd be an e-commerce company. And here we are, e-commerce company in North Dakota.
So like any company, it's not just growth. You didn't start with a big team, you didn't have the warehouses, you didn't have the locations, but you got there. But it's been a winding path. There's been good days, there's been challenging days. Help us understand what's kept you at it? Why have you stayed interested? How have you continued to focus on Heat Transfer Warehouse?
You know, the challenges every day is what really is what gears me and drives me. It's not about necessarily how the sales go. I actually don't watch numbers. Everybody knows that in the team. They're like, yeah, did you see the numbers today? I'm like, nope, I can feel it. I can just know we're going in the right direction, the right path. And so really it's it's every day is a challenge for me to say, all right, where can we go and where can we be better at? And how do we improve? And how do we take the team that we had at the time, which was 3 or 4 people, and cultivate them into long-term team members, but also grow them personally and professionally. And so that's really what drives me every day. It's like I wake up and I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is fun. And that's why I keep on doing it.
So in this first 10 years, you've identified the brand, you've built the team, you've stabilized your culture, you've spent a lot of money on holiday parties that I appreciate because the drinks are great. But what do you see as the possibility of the next 10 years? What can this group of people do in the next chapter?
The next 10 years is what excites me in a way, because I look at it as like I've only ever stayed at a place or been in with a company, built it up until around 12 years. So for me, I'm looking at this as like, this is totally new territory for me. But we have the team that is the best out there. And I feel that what we can do is going forward, the possibilities are endless. So I look at it as right now, our actual industry is maturing. And so what we need to do as a team is just bear down and look for new channels and new avenues to grow and get our product and distribution out there. So what really we have to do is we have to double down on technology and also look at is where can we play with international, and also how do we get that other channel coming to us, and how do we blaze that trail. Right now we're pretty much a leader industry, but people are catching up. When you're on the top of the pile, everybody starts to catch up. So we got to find the next hill that we're going to go up to, and we got to take some big risks, really big risks. And if we're not hurting a little bit, we're not doing it right. We have to have those big risks, and we're going to have to take some of it, maybe take some money, go to a bank maybe, and even just say, all right, we're going to take and we're going to double down. And really that's what it is. And that's what's going to drive me too, is because like, all right, we're going to build something for the next 10 years and beyond.
And then dream with me a bit. Let's fast forward. It's 2029. And let's just imagine that we're just laughing, saying, I would have never guessed we did that. What is Heat Transfer going to be able to say in 10 years that you're going to do that you would have never imagined when you started this company?
Our potential is unlimited. I really believe it's unlimited. And like I says, I feel as long as they're going to keep me around and let me stick around, which I would say I hope they do, but my team is going to be, I mean, I just think as long as we're investing in our team, we're going to have one of the best teams. And we're going to be, again, we'll always be on the top of the industry. And we're going to have possibly maybe another location. You never know with that stuff. But I also think that we're going to have a team that's on top of industry trends, marketing, everything else. And we're going to be sitting on there and everybody's going to be like, how do we do what you do with your team, your culture, your give back? We just want to be that model. I believe we can. In the e-commerce play, we can do that. But also, I just want to be a model for what everybody else will be doing. So when 20 years from now, if we say we had a funeral heat transfer warehouse, everybody's gonna be like, they were one of the best. They were one of the best in the industry, but also the best example of what can happen and you can do.